Alright, I just want to go through some of the things that we talked about today and just flesh out a couple things and give you a couple different options. We were a little time limited, so I just want to go back and review a couple of things. The first one we talked about was the object fade and animate and cover up and things like that. And one of the things I showed you was that if you had something inside an object right there, you could simply take the circle, clone it. If you wanted to take that one, you could fill it, and then you could cover it up, lay it right over, and reveal it like that. So that's one option, okay? I'm going to fill this one black as well. The other option that you could do is if you had the same object like that, instead of making another circle to cover it up, you could click that object and go down here to order, and I could send it back. And what happened was that object moved right to the back. You see it right there? So two things. One, I'm covering up right over a white circle. Two, I just put that object in the back. Another neat thing you could do on this, if you click down here and go to properties on the circle, I could animate that object, so I could put that I want that object to fade out when the object is clicked. I don't want it to repeat, okay? So I'm going to come back here, you say the student touch on the circle, you'd click it, and you can reveal the one underneath. So it's just a couple different ways that you could do the same principle we talked about earlier. Anytime, you can always go here, there's properties. You could animate that as well. I could have that shrink and grow. I could have that spin. I could have that fade in. When the object is clicked, go in here, click it, covers it back up. There's just a lot of different things you can do when you want to animate objects. So a couple different options to achieve the same goal on that. We talked about when you could want to import documents or anything into the actual Smart Notebook page, and basically all you can do is, if I was down in my toolbar and in Pages, and I had typed something in Pages, I can't necessarily open this document in Pages, but a couple of things I could do is, one, I could take my camera I could take a picture of that page and it would open up right there. Another thing I could do if I wanted to is simply go back to what I had typed. If it was a document, if I want to import, I could copy it, go down into my document and paste it, and then it just turns into an object, and I can move it around my screen if I wanted to capture that text in there. Okay. The Smart Ink, like I showed you when we were on that web page, when you can annotate web pages and things like that, it's pretty much the same principle. The Smart Ink only works when you're attached to the smart board itself, so you're not going to see it on my computer here, but it pretty much works the same way. If I wanted to take that, I would have to do a screen capture with the camera up here of some part of that and then import it into my notebook page. I showed you the web browser briefly. I want to show you that again. We want to insert web browser. And again, just like before, I showed you that basically the web browser is an object. I can move it around my screen, put it anywhere I wanted to. And it's nice because I don't have to have a window open for web page and notebook. I can have it all in one. So if I wanted to type in Google here, if I want to take an image and I wanted to put it on my screen, it's as simple as that. I could drag and drop, move that over, grab my images like that. The nice thing about, like I said before, is this window is just an object, so I can click on it like any object. and go over and delete it, and there I'm left with my images. I mean, it's just a really nice feature that you can search within the tool, but within the actual notebook itself, so you don't have to go back and forth, back and forth. One of the things I said I misspoke earlier was that somebody had asked if you can clear the whole page at once, and I said you can erase it, you can start a new page. But what I was fooled is that I realized I went to the tools up here, and excuse me, under actions, you'll notice in here, clear page is an option. Okay, so what I can do is drag that up into my toolbar here. I can also do one called clear ink. I can drag that up there too. And those are two options I can do. I can clear the ink or clear the whole page. So on this one, I'm just going to clear the ink. You'll notice the ink disappears. I'll go back and write some ink. Clear the page. The whole page disappears. So it's very important. Again, these things come and go. They update these constantly. So go in here and just play around with it. There's a lot of different things. Some of them are already up here. But you can always find different things, resetting the page, previous page, dual writing mode, dual page mode, full screen mode. There's just a lot of different view and action. Same with the tools as well. Like I said before, you can bring tools in and drag them out based on what you're going to use. Okay. The Smart Exchange I also attempted to show, but the internet really wasn't working that well, and also for some reason it wouldn't let us go on the website. I did, however, speak to the lovely folks at Smart Exchange, actually through email, and asked them why it might not have worked on one computer, and they said that it just sometimes doesn't work, which wasn't the real answer I was looking for. But again, if you download something, you can go to the Smart Exchange on any computer just by signing in and find lessons that you might want, save them to a flash drive, email them to yourself, things like that. So you can just have to find a computer that actually works on. I guess I'm not sure what the issue was. My computer that I'm working right now with and the computer that we actually use today had the same internet, I'm sorry, it had the same operating system on it, so I'm not sure why one worked and one didn't, but you'll notice I hit Smart Exchange here. You get the link right here. Click the link, it'll open up the Smart Exchange. Again, there's 5 million things on here you can find. You can search by subject, search by browse up here. You can find standards correlated lessons based on core curriculum or your state standards. Search, browse by up here, so if you wanted lessons on sedition, click that. It'll open a page with a lot of lessons on here, and you simply download it or open it in Smart Upper Express and you can use it. And the nice thing, like I said before about this, is that these lessons are created. You can take them, modify them to your own needs, and resave them. So it takes the legwork out of certain things for you. Here happens to be a Jeopardy game that was designed. Again, you can modify questions on most of these. That way you don't have to create the whole format over again, which is extremely nice. Briefly, I'm not sure how much we touched on this. I just wanted to show you the tables again. If you click on a table, simply drag, move, bounces the table right into your actual notebook page, which is great. If I wanted to move that table, I can highlight it, take it, and move it. The important thing I did there was highlight it, because if I went to take it, see how my cursor turned into a line, it's going to resize the cells. So I really want to highlight it and make sure I get that dotted line around it so I can move it around without resizing the cells. I showed you how to drop images in there. Same thing for text. You'll notice that my bar comes up here, so I can change the size of my text if I wanted to. Shade the cells and things like that, like we talked about before. But the big thing is, I don't think I did say, if I wanted to move that around my screen, you'd have to make sure that you highlight it, click it, and move it like that. Because if you don't do that, what's going to happen is that when you try to move it without doing that, you're going to end up moving the size of your cells, which isn't necessarily bad, but it might not be what you want. And I think that pretty much covers some of the things that I just wanted to go back over again. Again, if you have any questions, please come see me. The best thing you can do is play around with this, explore with it. It's just trial by use, really. It's fun. I'll give you the key code so you can download it on your computer, create lessons, see what's out there, and please share what you make. It's really cool to kind of see what people are coming up with and keep them all in one database for other people to use. So thanks again, guys.